I'm here with Gavin Macpherson after our opening game of the season, a 3-1 defeat at Torquay. Gavin, not the result we wanted, not the start we wanted, but on another day, on chances, we might well have got something from the game.
An analyst has said that on chances we're in our favour. I'll have to check that. We might have got something on another day. I think we have, when you give a team, well, not give a team, but you go 3-0 down, it's a very difficult road back. It's very understandable that we've gone 3-0 down, if I'm honest, and that's a really weird thing to say because you never accept that in football. But to have a complete and utter makeshift back three, we were thrown some really poor things in the run up to the game and ended up playing with basically three fullbacks in the back line instead of three centre halves. One hasn't played hardly any football. Really difficult day for them, and I think the start probably typified that. We made some poor decisions in respect of that, and that's massively understandable because those same lads, once they got themselves together and understood what we required and how we functioned, sort of stepped up to the mark, and we've got ourselves back in that game. It's come off the par. It's how we haven't scored at least a second and probably got a draw. I don't know, but we can't give teams a 3-goal lead no matter who they are in respect of it. So all in all, I'm absolutely delighted with them. I've got to be honest, I'm delighted with them. I feared, with good players as they are, putting the boys together at the back as we had to, lastminute.com, and wheeling them out here with limited minutes and square pegs in round holes, to be talking potentially about coming away from something from here. We spoke about how as clubs we don't live together. Is a real credit to the boys. It's just that initial part of the pitch initial part of the game when we adjusted and didn't do things well enough.
Yeah, mitigating circumstances in a way, Gav, already without Henry and Tomo having to pull out before. How close was Tomo to playing, and what can you tell the fans about the injury he's picked up?
No, I don't think he was close, to be honest. We tried to run it as much as we could. Tried to have a look at it in training yesterday. Truth is, we tried to get a last-minute loan in. Such was the difficulties we saw unfolding with the back three. Henry not here and Tomo. I mean, they're two excellent players, and they're two massive players for us in respect of how we function. So to take them out of it and ask those lads to go in was difficult. But in truth, Tomo wasn't close. We tried to get a last-minute loan over the line, but that didn't transpire over. So we travelled and we planned and thought, this could be a difficult day. But actually, there were some difficult moments in the game, of course, but we may well feel that we could have had something.
Yeah, at half time, one might have thought about damage limitation, but we didn't play like that in the second half. Really went for it.
I wasn't allowing that. I've got to be honest, while I sit here now, so many people have spoken to me about the supporters again. Our supporters are, without a shadow of a doubt, the best in this league. There's no question about it. And to see them up there, and I think they acknowledge that the team put a shift in, really tried hard today, just fell short with maybe a little bit of personnel. And we acknowledge that the fantastic support that they've shown us today, right the way from arrival in the ground during the warm-up, right the way to the end of that, was nothing short. You wouldn't get that any other club. Other clubs would turn, and that type of thing. They've been better than they could ever be today, to be honest. And we acknowledge that and thank them, definitely.
Yeah, they were terrific throughout. Just a couple more. Obviously, we know how Torquay play. Were you surprised the manner of the first couple of goals and the way they was long balls rather than playing through the middle?
I think when you talk about Tomo and Henry, those goals don't happen. They don't happen, right? Because you've got a functioning unit that knows how to play together. You've thrown three for fullbacks together today as a back line, and you've asked them. And Payne, he's had hardly any minutes, and he's wheeled out there and he's played at a left centre half, and I can't give the lad enough credit. I really can't. They all tried very, very hard, unconventional at times, but I don't think those goals happen. That's the personal view.
Lots of promising signs, Gavin. I think everyone will recognise that today.
Yes, I mean that's my overriding feeling at this time. I've gone in there and absolutely praised the lads completely because you know, we haven't come out, as you say, and done damage limitation second half and tried to keep it to 3. I just felt that when you see the travelling support like they are, they deserve a team to have a go at it and really have a go at it. And I backed my team. I didn't think we were massively second best, even going 3-0. I didn't, you know, looking at the game, I'm thinking, I'm not seeing us massively short of Torquay. I'm seeing us in a game and then moments, which they're entitled to do full time. You know, they're a bigger club than us, got bigger players than us.
Yeah, just a couple more, sorry. Even the Torquay press boys up there were saying that they thought we were unlucky over 90 minutes. I think everyone would agree with that. I know you don't like talking about referees, but I think everyone could see what happened to Lamar late in the game. Nothing given at all. Any reaction to that?
The referees have got, you know, it's a really difficult job. They're out here as well, and people, you know, screaming at them and supporters screaming at them. I understand that, but I just felt that one was. I've asked him about it, and he's given me an answer, which is fair enough. I'm not going to shout about it, but you know, Lamar is through on goal. That's the basis of it, and he gets what I would call clotheslined across him, and to not get anything out of the game out of that is poor. It's a very crucial time of the game. Let's be honest, it's probably a sending off, although that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, you're going to send people off. I think that's what it is. To not get anything from it, he says he's unsighted, didn't see it. That's the way it is. That's
just
how it goes.
Very lastly, Maidenhead next. I think if you're going to lose a game, and feel good about losing a game, in a way, you know, we can approach it in quite a positive way, given how we played today and the shift, as you say, Gav, that the players put in, and the new boys particularly, I thought.
I think you acknowledge when you come to places like Torquay that it's going to be a difficult afternoon. You're talking about a side that's widely fancied, and quite rightly so, in respect of the title this year. They're a team that trains full time. You know, we've mentioned about how they function, and you look at your surroundings, and it's, you know, it's not National League South, with all due respect. But Maidenhead are another team that's come down. They're a team that's come down. But I've just said to them in there, you know, it's a really, really tough game. But the one thing that I will install in this team, and we've seen that today, especially at the DB, is if you're coming there, right, and you're going to have to beat us, right? You're going to have to come and you're going to have to beat us, because I'm telling you now, I will not allow a team of mine to lay down, and we've seen that today. And Maidenhead, you know, we have due respect for them. What a good side, what a good manager. A side that again will be well fancied to make the leap back up. But I don't care who we're playing. If you come into the DB, you're going to have to scrap it out. And if you come out on top, fair play to you.
That's a great way to finish. Onwards and upwards. Thanks a lot, Gav.
No problem.